Hey guys, welcome back. So it is time for yearly favorites. I have got my 2021 favorites for y'all today. I'm actually going to do this in several different parts. So I've got part one for you today, and we are going to be chatting about my face favorites for 2021. So I've got primers, foundation, concealers, powders, bronzers, blush, highlighter, and I think that's all the categories I have to cover in this video. Lots of fun things. I'm going to try to run through these quickly, so this isn't a super long video, but just give you a quick little overview into what my face favorites are from 2021. If you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore, get ready with me's, reviews, empties, some fashion content, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are chatting about 2021 favorites for face categories. So let's get to it. Okay, so starting with primers. So I really tried to narrow down as best as I could. Some categories I did really good. Some categories I did not so good. Primers I did pretty good. So first primer favorite would be the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. It says minimizes pores, absorbs oil, mattifies. So I love this primer for spring and summer mostly because it is more mattifying, but it is so smoothing and perfecting on the skin. It really does just kind of blur everything, fill in your pores. This is beautiful under makeup, but it's also really pretty if you don't want to wear makeup and you just kind of want to perfect the look of your skin. It really just does make a difference. Some primers I don't feel like I notice as big of a difference, but this one I really, really do. Just even the look of the skin. So not even just the prepping before makeup, but also the look of the skin when you use it. Just smoothing, kind of blurring, and perfecting. Great, great primer. And then my other favorite would be the Laura Geller Spackle Skin Perfecting Primer in the Mattify. Reduces shine is what it says. I feel like this is really more smoothing than mattifying. It's not drying by any stretch. I find this to be so pretty on the skin. So I can use this any time of year. I can use this one any time of year, but I just prefer it spring and summer because it is more mattifying. This one is slightly mattifying, I feel like, but I feel like it's more smoothing and perfecting on the skin. It really just creates this beautiful smooth canvas for underneath your foundation. It's so good. One of my favorite primers ever. Obviously, it's in my favorites for the year. But there's also a hydrate version. There's a regular version, like the original. There is a champagne glow version, which has a little bit of glow to it. So some great, great options in her spackle primers. Okay, foundation favorites. I have 3 different favorites. So first off is actually a CC cream. This is no surprise at all. If you are not new to my channel, you know my love for the IT Cosmetics CC cream. I can wear this in fair or light. This one is light. Kind of depends on if I'm wearing it by itself. I think my ideal match is fair and light together if I'm wearing it just by itself, but I mix this a lot of times with other foundations. So oftentimes it kind of depends on what the shade is of the other foundation that I'm mixing it with. Anyway, this is so beautiful on the skin. It is smoothing, perfecting, not drying. I just feel like this melts into the skin so nicely. Some foundations just really sit on top of the skin. This one just becomes one with your skin. I feel like it feels good on my skin. I love this product. So if I had to pick one favorite for this year for the foundation category, it would be this, and it has been this for years now. I just still love it. I also love the Illumination. That one's really pretty too. Also, the matte version is pretty too. It just kind of depends on, do you want more glow, do you want more matte, or do you want just the original that is more of a satin finish? This one is personally my favorite. 2 other foundation favorites. This one kind of came in like later in the year as a favorite for me, but man, I love this. This is the Uma Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. The formula of this is amazing. It really does just become one with your skin. It mixes really well with this, so I pair these together a lot. That's what I'm wearing on my face today. This is mattifying, but also doesn't look dry on the skin. It just looks like beautiful skin. Blends into the skin so nicely, wears well, Really good coverage on it, but doesn't look like a mask. I mean, it is just beautiful. And then this one totally surprised me. The L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I wear it in 0.5 to 2, very light. So this is like a serum type foundation. And I remember when I first got this to try it, I was almost positive I was not gonna like it, because I typically don't like these kind of serum foundations, but this is beautiful. A lot of times I find that they kind of sit on top of the skin, but I didn't find that with this. It is very light coverage, but it can be built up a little bit to be more, I would say, light to moving towards medium, but it's definitely not medium and for sure not full coverage. It's very, very light coverage, but it just looks so pretty on the skin. And if you don't like foundation, if you just want something very light, you don't want something that feels heavy on your skin, I really think you would like this. And you can build it up a little bit more even. So you can get super, super light coverage that just sort of perfects and blurs slightly, or you can build it up a little bit to get more coverage. It's great. I love this. Okay, for concealers, I have 4 different favorites. So first off, let's start with Maybelline. I love Maybelline concealers. I've used them for years. I've loved their color correctors as they've kind of like brought products in and out of their line. I pretty much like most of their color corrector products or concealers. I'm usually not disappointed. But 2 of my longtime favorites, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. I love the Brightener shade. This is more of a pinky tone. Don't love the packaging on it. It has this kind of little spongy thing, and it, you know, the product comes up into it. So I don't love the packaging, but I love the product inside. It's very smooth and forgiving on the skin. I don't feel like it looks heavy. It has a very light sort of a texture to it. So great formula on it. And then the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I use this in Fair. Did I already say? Yeah, Brightener in this one. I can use the other colors too, like Fair or Light in this one. There's a cool ivory that's very light. It's kind of a pinky light ivory color. So I can wear other colors in this as well, but the Brightener is my favorite. This one, Fair, great formula to this. Super affordable. Both of these are super affordable. The formula of this is great because it works really well under the eyes, but it works on the rest of the face as well. So it's a really good one and done concealer. Great one to throw in your purse. Just a creamy texture to it. That's kind of a medium coverage that can be built up a little bit. It's so good. Then these 2, this is kind of funny. Mine kind of looks like it's sort of separated, but I still really like this concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer, but this is in the Ultra Creamy, and I wear this in light. I really, really like this. I don't dislike the regular version. I actually do like the regular version, but I like this one a lot more because it's more hydrating. It's not as drying. Great coverage on this. You do not need a lot. I mean, just a few little taps on your skin and you've got great coverage. So really good coverage to this, but just more creamy than the original. It's less dry looking. So I definitely prefer that one. I don't know why mine looks a little bit separated, but I don't notice a difference when I use it on my skin. So I'm still very happy with it. And then mine looks disgusting. Of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, I have this in NW20. It looks pretty dark for me, but actually what I do with this is I kind of layer this over other things. I'm usually layering it over something like this, like a color corrector. And so it's basically my skin tone. I can also use this for, you know, coverage on my face as well. I've loved this concealer for years. The packaging, don't love it. It has a pump, that's why mine looks disgusting, but I just kind of get the product and kind of rest it on the top of the pump so that I don't waste a bunch of product, because a lot comes out from the pump. So that's really kind of the main negative I would say about it. It's just the packaging is not ideal, but the formula is great, the coverage is great. Really a beautiful, very multi-use, really versatile concealer. Okay, let's talk powders. So I would say for my T-zone, I've tried and used several different loose kind of powders throughout the year, but I would say my main 2 favorites would be, let's start with this one. This one's kind of like my secondary favorite. The Z-Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, but in the translucent extra coverage. I feel like that's really the important detail because I've tried this before And I liked it, but I like this much more. I feel like it's a lot more smooth looking. The extra coverage one specifically, a lot more smooth. It's very forgiving on the skin. It does have a scent that is fairly strong, and you can see it poofing everywhere. So yeah, it's got that strong, like, I don't even know, perfumey sort of a scent to it. But once you have it on your skin, I really don't notice it very much, but it definitely does have a scent. So just know that about it. But yeah, I find that this one has better coverage. It's more forgiving on the skin. Really, really pretty. But I love this powder. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baked Baking and Setting Powder. And I wear this in Cupcake. I love this color too. Cupcake is kind of more of a pinky light shade. So I feel like it's an ideal color match for me, especially for the under eyes. I like that kind of pinky bright look to a powder. So formula of this is great, very smoothing, really pretty, and just smooth looking on the skin. So I love the formula of it, but I really love the color as well. Two powders that I love to use for setting the rest of my face, so not my T-zone, but just everywhere else, would be these two right here. Great powders. The Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten in Fair. This is so color correcting and forgiving and smoothing on the skin. This can really like fix a lot of issues that you might run into with a foundation that maybe doesn't work out for you. This really can help to kind of smooth everything, even out. It's such a good powder. You can use it as a foundation, kind of depends on what coverage you're looking for. I usually use it as a setting powder, but you can use it as a powder foundation if you would want to. Same with this one, the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation. I use this in NW25. This is a more matte powder, but it's really pretty and really good coverage on the skin. So you could I would say this one has more coverage than this. But this has more of a color correcting property. This is more kind of matte, full coverage, that kind of deal. Full coverage for being a powder foundation. But really, really good. Very, very nice as a setting powder too. I love it. A couple of powders for kind of like touch-ups, mattifying, you know, reducing shine. I love the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. This is very mattifying, very smoothing on the skin, but I don't think it makes your skin look dry unless you use a ton of it. But it really does take away the shine so easily, so quickly. Comes in a loose formula, but I really love it in the pressed. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. This is great for setting your makeup as well. I mean, it's great as a first step. A lot of times I bring this on a trip because it is perfect for setting your makeup. I do like this under my eyes as well, and in my T-zone, it works well there too, but it's also beautiful for a touch-up during the day because it's not drying looking. It's so smoothing, so forgiving on the skin. I love this powder so much, it's amazing. Okay, let's talk some blush. So first off, the Persona blushes. Oh man, I love their blushes. Such an amazing formula. These are super pigmented, but not patchy or difficult to work with. They are really, really pretty on the skin. This one is Georgia, really cute peachy color. This one is Terracotta. There's also one called Caramel, which is more of a mauvey pink, but such pretty colors, but an amazing formula. The formula is just so well done. And then also, I've mentioned these many, many times, the CoverGirl Cheekers blushes. I mean, you talk about such an affordable blush that is just so good. Swatches terribly. These blushes swatch so horribly, but they are beautiful on the skin. I don't know what the deal is, but they're like $3 or $4 and they're just great. So this one is Rockin' Rose, one of my favorite shades. This one's kind of a mauvey sort of a shade. This one is Brick Rose. I love this one too. This one's a very neutral, kind of like mauvey brown almost. And then this one is a brighter shade. This is Peach Gilt, and this one is a bright peachy pink kind of color. So fun for spring and summer, but really, I love so many of them. I feel like there was maybe one I didn't like, but other than that, I've loved them all. And then the Laura Geller blushes. Oh my goodness, I love her blushes. I collect them. There are so many favorites that I could mention. I love Sunswept. I love Pink Grapefruit. I grabbed that one. These have a lot of kind of different colors happening in them, so they look so pretty on the skin and just kind of, I don't know, they have this soft glow to them. Some of them are a little bit more glowy than others, but they are just gorgeous and forgiving on the skin. Amazing formula, not to mention they're beautiful in the pan. So this one is Pink Grapefruit. I love Tropic Hues. Already mentioned Sunswept. I love Honeysuckle. This one is Pink Buttercream. That is what I have on today. I have a highlighter on as well, but this one is a really pretty pink, and it's pigmented for sure. Oh my gosh, they're just amazing. Such great blushes. Like I said, I collect them. I love them so much. Same with the cheekers, and honestly, same with the Persona. For bronzers, I have a couple of favorites, and both of them are very blush bronzer in one sort of shades for me. Like I can just put them on. They work as a bronzer really well, but then they also kind of have like a little bit of a blushy tone to them, so they can be a one and done step. So that's one thing I love about both of these. The Laura Geller Baked Bronze and Brighten in Fair. This one has kind of a rosy sort of a tint to it. It's very soft. Again, it's that great formula that is so forgiving on the skin, and just beautiful. I mean, you can see even in the pan that there are kind of brownie shades, lighter shades, pinky shades. So it ends up creating this just beautiful look on the skin. So flattering, so forgiving. And then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Bronzer in Tawny. Oh my goodness, I love this bronzer. Such a beautiful, it looks more true bronzer in a swatch there on my finger. But on my skin, it has more of a slight rosy, slight reddish tone to it in a really, really good way. Just a pretty blushy sort of a way. So I wear this often as my blush and bronzer in one. Same with the Laura Geller one. Both great formulas, both flattering on the skin. They're amazing. And then highlighters. The ones that I reached for the most would be the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminators. I just grabbed a couple that I love. This one is Gilded Honey. Such a classic. It's a beautiful, like bright, metallic-y gold. It's so, so pretty. I love this one. Diamond Dust. Oh my goodness. Just look at it on the pan. I mean, that right there shows you how gorgeous it is. It's a pinky, like a pinky icy duochrome. It's amazing. I love this. It's really pretty on the eyes too. So love those. The Ofra highlighters, oh my goodness. So many beautiful ones. This one is a little mini of Rodeo Drive. Gorgeous kind of golden shade, like a champagne gold. It's beautiful. Star Island. This one is more kind of an icy white gold. Oh, these are intense. The Ofra highlighters are intense. They like really pack a punch. And then the one that I'm wearing on my cheekbones today is Covent Garden. Oh, this one is kind of like a, describe it as like an icy pink. My goodness, it's amazing. So beautiful. So a little bit goes a long way with those, but they are stunning. And then I really liked these IBY Radiant Glow highlighters. I got these through Ipsy bags and I just love them. This one is, what are these? This one's Prosecco. This is like a champagne sort of a color. There's a matte in here. This one is Wanderlust. This one's kind of more of a, like a champagne pinky sort of a color right there. So pretty. And then this icy color is Purr. And this one is like a more true kind of icy golden. But these are beautiful on the skin. They're really pigmented. They're very metallic. I just love them. I've been very impressed. Okay, so those are all of my favorites for the face category. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Definitely let me know down below what your face favorites are for 2021. I would love to hear your favorites down below. Ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video.